Sounds like serenading the greasy chip butty song before Sheffield United against West Bromwich Albion. The equation, as Andy has said, is very, very simple. 3 points for the Blades tonight, and they are back in the Premier League after 2 years out of it. The West Bromwich Albion players take a knee. The referee, Dean Whitestone, looks to his watch, blows his whistle, been involved in many Sheffield United games already this season, including the reverse fixture at the Hawthorns. And Sheffield United won by 2-0 in Carlos Corberán's first game in charge. It's played towards halfway. John Egan is there. Little nod down from him. Ahmedhodžić just gets back onside. Here's the former Rotherham United central defender Ahmedhodžić, who goes to the right for Darnell Furlong. Holly McBurney. And tonight be the night for him. Little wait for a league goal, certainly, and that one in the cup against Blackburn. West Bromwich Albion arguably in bigger need of the points with their situation at the minute. 4 points between 5th and 12th in the Championship, as Jack Robinson will just spray the ball down the left-hand side here for Max Lowe. Lowe will ping it over to the far side. McAtee was waiting. Intercepted by West Bromwich Albion. Understandably, both sets of coaching staff already at the edge of their dugouts, already bellowing instructions on. You can see Carlos Saba what it means to everyone down there.
Yeah, they're going to do a lot of mileage in those boxes. They're going to get their steps in all right. Huge occasion, so much pressure on both managers.
Here's Jed Wallace on the right-hand side for West Bromwich towards the back post, headed into the ground and wide.
Oh, that's a big
great
miss.
Ball in from the near side. Just wide of goal from Carlon Grant coming in. And that's a huge chance early on for West Bromwich Albion. It's a wonderful ball in by Jed Wallace on the near side.
Yeah, and I think Anel's just done enough. Oh, it's Boulders. Boulders just done enough by throwing himself in the way to pot off Grant, because that was an incredible cross.
So a big chance early on for West Brom. A little warning sign. But they are not going to be easy opponents tonight as Sheffield United win a free kick on halfway. We will keep you posted with the 4 games in the Premier League tonight. West Ham have already taken the lead against Liverpool. Look forward now by Robinson. McAtee with a flick header into the keeper Alex Palmer. Baggy's youngster all in luminous orange tonight. We certainly won't miss him.
I don't think he heard the shout because there was no one near him. The atmosphere is so loud and raucous, I don't think he heard the shout at time.
Townsend down the left. It hits Grant's back. Sander Berge will play the ball back to Ahmedhodžić. Errant pass from Tommy Doyle. Back in the team tonight along with James McAtee. Imagine Pep Guardiola saying that he wouldn't have minded him playing in the semi, would have rubbed salt into the situation a little bit, but they'll be absolutely itching to get back into it tonight. And James McAtee, of course, on wonderful goal-scoring form as well, Carl.
Yeah, and Saturday there were so many Man City fans who were complimentary of just how happy they are that their players have done so well for us and that we made them feel so at home. I'm actually hoping they're going to feel really at home and stay permanently. Didn't tell too many of the Man City fans out there.
Of course not.
No.
Jack Robinson will get the ball just to the right of the Sheffield United dugout, kicking towards the Bramall Lane end in the first half. It's 0-0, 3.5 minutes played here on Football Heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield. The Bosnian Ahmedhodžić plays it out to the right for one of the stars of this season now, George Baldock. It's just got better and better as the campaign has gone on. Here's Sander Berge with a big diagonal ball out to the left-hand side for Max Lowe. Cushion touch towards the edge of the area, looking for Ahmedhodžić. Furlong will clear into the middle of the park. The Irishman Malumbi will come out to the near side. Back to Furlong, who will clear it up towards halfway. Thomas Asante goes up with Egan. Fast and frenetic start here on Football Heaven with no goals early on. Nice from Dahl. Who goes back to Ahmedhodžić. Doyle. Left-hand side for Max Lowe. Now Sander Berge in the middle of the park. West Brom playing pretty organised. Gardner Hickman just operating beyond Thomas Asante. 2 banks of 4. Doyle out to the right. Sheffield United continuing to move the ball around here in the early stages to try and find an opening. Jack Robinson. Thomas Asante will put some pressure on. Sander Berge lets the ball roll under his boot and then clips it down the right channel. Ollie McBurney has gone round the back. There's no flag on the far side. McBurney will continue as Baldock will come forward. The ball is going to come off a Sheffield United player and go out for a throw into West Brom far side. Everyone did think that the flag was going to come, but it didn't.
West Brom working extremely hard to keep a great organised shape, all in their half, almost all behind the semicircle of the halfway line, that deep, but they're going as a pack, they're really organised.
McBurney looks to get the flick on, away by West Brom, who defeated at home against Sunderland at the weekend after 2 straight away wins at Stoke and Blackpool. Crossfield ball for them, looking for Carlon Grant. Huddersfield Town man beaten to it by George Baldock, who hits it down the right. It curls out of play. Liverpool have got an equaliser at West Ham in the top flight. Sheffield United, well, they may well be playing both of those sides next year. Throw in, well, Sander Berge is going to be judged to have pulled his man back here, so there's going to be a free kick opportunity for West Brom. It's about 35-40 yards from goal, 15 yards in from the left-hand touchline. Jed Wallace will go across. Big signing he was last summer. The only ever present in the Baggies lineup in Millwall. Certainly did seem to do on paper some excellent business last year, and it took them a long time to get it together. If it started as they've finished the season, they may well be in that race for the top couple.
Yeah, and I think the timing of our playing them just on, Colerane's first game was quite fortunate as well. Before he got time, I think they went on a run after that match.
6.5, Wallace into the area towards the back post. McBurney with some really important defensive work as Furlong was looking to come in. Thought for a second there that might have gone behind for a corner, but McBurney does really well.
Yeah, we always say how well McBurney does in our own box. He's a great defender on set pieces, and he really stuck to the task there, did really well for us.
Fodringham takes it short, back into league action after returning from his suspension at the weekend against Manchester City. Ball down in the middle of the park. It's a lovely touch away by Jason Malumbi, who plays it through the middle looking for Brandon Thomas Asante. Sheffield United intercept. Tommy Doyle looks to play it away. 7 gone at the lane. Carlos Corberán dancing outside of his technical area down the left. Iliman Ndiaye picks it up. Here's Doyle. Early stages in this game in hand for both of these sides. Sheffield United still have another game in hand at Huddersfield next week. This is the first of the final 4 fixtures, knowing that 3 points in those will be enough to secure promotion. We want to do it tonight though. Here's Baldock back over halfway.
Max Lowe's playing really well. He's making some really good out-to-him runs, freeing up the space for Robbo to overlap.
Robinson back to Sander Berge. West Brom very much sticking some banks of men behind the ball, with just Gardner Hickman and Thomas Asante looking to pressurise the Sheffield United back lads, and Tommy Doyle, who keeps dropping deep. Here's Fodringham. Drills it down the middle. Manchester City lead Arsenal by a 1-0. I think you heard the moan from Arsenal supporting Fala Saba in the background. Here's Thomas Asante on halfway. Wallace, well, poor touch from him. The Baggies bench applaud what they see as the right thing to do, just not the right execution. It's quickly settled into a pattern here, Carl.
Yeah, it's good that the first 5-10 minutes were very frenetic. Boys have taken control of possession, and it's very much West Brom concentrating on keeping their shape, keeping the spaces tight and not letting us break the lines too easily.
victory for the Baggies tonight. They know they will move into the top 6 as Doyle goes down the right-hand side. But Bernie's going to go to the byline here. He's going to ping it back as well. McAtee with the partial clearance. Ahmedhodžić stayed forward, doesn't get it, but here comes Baldock, working infield, leaves it for Sander Berge. Referee Dean Whitestone just gets in the way for a second. Now James McAtee down the far side. Baldock goes on the overlap, back to the edge of the area. Sander Berge to striking he does. Continue to rise, just a couple of yards over the top of Alex Palmer's crossbar. But a good hit from the big Norwegian.
Yeah, wonderful play there from Baldock. He could see it was a little congested, so he made an unselfish run. There was no chance of him getting the ball. He ran towards the corner flag just to drag a player out and make up a little room for the ball to be played to Sander Berge by McAtee. Great from Baldock, good touch from Sander Berge. Little under his feet, but he got a shot off. No, good intent.
Brighton are a goal up at Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. Football Heaven, BBC Radio Sheffield, we're playing 10 at Bramall Lane. It remains goalless. If it stays like this, United won't be promoted tonight. Ahmedhodžić, long way to go though. Baldock down. Nice from McAtee, just on looking for McBurney, and now Jai will get a touch away from his man. He's running into the area, and Jai feels the contact in the back. It goes down. Referee Whitestone falls over at the same time. Then Jai fouls his man. And it eventually leads to a West Bromwich Albion free kick. Oh, Dean Whitestone has just been, some of his implements have just been picked up in the middle of the park there by Yukushlu. Oh, a little bit comedic at times there, but
he's done well there, enjoyed, and he's tried a pirouette. But
fair play to Shemi Ajayi for getting back. He's had decent pace, the former Miller. But Jai just couldn't quite get another yard away to get his shot away.
Unfortunate, there's been some great runs in behind by McBurney.
Yeah, it was nice play involving McAtee and McBurney in the build-up there. Here come West Brom with Jed Wallace on the right. McAtee comes across, Wallace pipes it into the area, headed away by Robinson on the edge of the box. Jai tries to get the ball under control in the middle of the park. And you're absolutely bang right, Carl, about the amount of work that Carlos Corbrand's doing. He's bouncing around everywhere, like a Duracell bunny at the minute.
He's on level 14 of the bleak test at the moment. He's doing great guns.
Well, it's a throw into Sheffield United. There's a buzz around Bramall Lane. It's not kind of burst into song after that excellent blast of the Greasy Chip Butty song early on, as the Blades fans expectant, and ripples of noise on that now full back of the Kop where they're all standing once again. Hopefully everyone's in their allocated seat. That will mean people will continue to be able to sit there and stand.
Keith Wild will be there with his health and safety, making sure it's all good and safe.
Yeah, get the high vis on. Ball played back here to Alex Palmer. Looking to play out from the back, West Brom, and Jai will go and look to put pressure on Eric Peters. The Dutchman plays it up to halfway. Grant with the control and touch on the halfway to Darnell Furlong, who will bring it forward in a bit of space. Then Lowe comes across. He has caught the back heel of Thomas Asante there, and that was very, very close to being inside the apex of the box. It is marked, what, a foot outside the area. We're going to get another look at this here. And that contact is inside the area for me. VAR, and that's a penalty. United have got away with one there. That should be a penalty to West Brom. Well, that is a big moment in the game so far that the Blades may well look back on. But it is a free kick, and with Jed Wallace over the top of the ball, you can normally expect some real quality. Only Eliman and Jai outside of the penalty area. 14 minutes gone at Bramall Lane, 0-0, but West Brom with this free kick. Wallace has taken it along the edge of the area. It's going to be struck through a crowd. Fodringham's going to save. He's going to save again. The offside flag is going to go late on the far side. That is a big double save from Wes Fodringham. It keeps it at Whether the offside flag would have saved it all, who knows, but West Fodringham didn't know that, and he makes the save on 2 occasions.
Yeah, no, there was no offside on the first one. That is, look at that, the boy struck the ball from outside the penalty spot, through a crowd of players, and Wes has done it. Look at that's a great save.
It was Carlon Grant who took the hit from just outside the box. Good connection as well. Yeah, but yeah, there were at least four West Brom players in an offside possession for the rebound.
Yeah, we've got to say the best 2 chances have definitely gone to West Brom so far.
Well, if Paul Heckingbottom and his men needed any kind of reminder of how difficult this is going to be, and I'm sure they didn't after speaking to him yesterday, well, they've had it already, the Blades. West Brom beat Sheffield United in the League Cup back in August at the start of the year. Seemed a heck of a long time ago though now that. Here's Wallace, 15 gone at the lane, 0-0. Down the right-hand side, looking for Donald Heckman, and there is a trademark slide tackle in from Jack Robinson. That boy doesn't half love a slide tackle.
Yeah.
19 times out of 20 gets it right. You just always wince a little bit because you know there's that one occasion. But he has been a revelation really after a tough time last season. He's made that left central defensive spot his own, keeping an excellent player in Kieran Clark out of the side. On loan from Premier League Newcastle. Here comes the long throw from Darnell Furlong in from the right-hand side, straight into the bread basket of West Fodringham in his 6-yard box.
Oh, what a strike that is.
Hits it straight down the middle, and Jai's there. The header away will go from Townsend to McAtee. McAtee just outside the area, he's going to have the ball taken off his toe, and it's a first corner kick of the evening to Paul Heckingbottom, Sheffield United.
To be fair, if you're West Brom in all the build-up, your warning would have been you don't want McAtee and Njai breaking on you. You saw the fear then. There was 5 of them sprinting. There was McAtee and Njai up against 5, and they wanted that ball quick down.
There's a good chance of We Are Blades from the fans in the south stand down to our left. Corner from the right-hand side. Doyle whips it in, but Bernie's going to be on the end of it. It pops up in the air. Ahmedhodžić is there, but nodded back into the box by McBurney. Now West Brom are going to look to break. Tommy Doyle, brilliant work off the corner, and he gets there as well. Ahead of Brandon Thomas Asante, and turns the ball back to the edge of the Sheffield United penalty area for West Fodringham, who just chips it up, 7-iron style out to the right for Baldock, gets a header on. The ball will go out of play. It's a really fascinating game so far, Carl. Not too much between the two sides.
Yeah, it's we knew it was going to be tough. West Brom last season, they gave us a spanking. They were really a good organised team. You know, to beat West Brom, you have to match them physically, and then you've got to ascend in the technical department. And at the moment, it's a real good battle.
Well, there is a concern here for Sheffield United, as West Fodringham has gone down on the edge of the area, pointing, I think, to his right boot. The medical staff will come on. Adam Davis has already gone to warm up. This league start number 38 of the campaign for West Fodringham, who's had an excellent season. We've just seen with that double save how important he is. We've seen the block again from Baldock as that cross came in early on from Grant. The big moments gone for West Brom so far in this one, and we see the penalty again that wasn't given. It is clearly inside the box.
Really, you know, that will infuriate the management, because the boy's going away from goal. You know, all you do is jockey and don't let the ball go in early, and you've just given them, you've been impetuous there, has given them a chance. That would have been the penalty in the Premier League.
Well, we've just seen a close-up here of West Fodringham and the medical staff, and West Fodringham's body language. He is shaking his head. It's his left leg, either a calf or a shin issue. Well, it appears, Adam Davis is just doing his boots down to our left here. West Fodringham's been helped to his feet. He's trying to put some weight on it. Whether he's going to continue for a second or not, he's moving around a tad gingerly. 19 minutes gone at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United 0, West Bromwich Albion 0. Football Heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield. Promotion to the Premier League on the line tonight for the Blades. West Fodringham will continue for the moment. Hopefully he'll be okay. Adam Davies just makes his way back towards the Sheffield United dugout. Header on by McBurney as Sheffield United look to come forward. Furlong, the former QPR man, goes in. Doyle turns it back over halfway. West Brom are keeping their shape well, they're pressing well, they're forcing Sheffield United back. There's a kick from West Fodringham from the edge of the area that, well, it's cleared halfway comfortably. Ahmedhodžić goes forward for Njai. Seems to be a decent reaction from Fodringham to that kick, so...
Yeah, he didn't wince as he kicked,
no.
It was fine, kicking through it.
Fingers crossed he will be okay, as Nottingham Forest have equalised at home against Brighton in the top flight. Nice ball by Thomas Asante down the right. Wallace, will he keep it in? He won't! Well, it can only be a couple of centimetres over the line, just in front of us here in the Tony Curry South stand. It will be a throw-in to Sheffield United. 5 wins in the last 6 in the Championship, the only defeat coming at Burnley. Only conceded 4 in that run. 3 home league wins in a row before today. There's Bristol City, Cardiff and Wigan. Looking to make it 4 in a row and seal promotion. Ball through from Yakushlu, but Jack Robinson will intercept, gets it away, but only finds Connor Townsend on the Sparaks loanee. Now Grant on the left. Furlong, the right back, finding himself out on the left flank. 0-0 at the lane, back towards halfway for Eric Peters. Long-time Stoke player will work it across the back line to Ajayi. And then Malumbi. Ball down the middle by Yakushlu, the Turk, gets it back. Berge and Lowe and Njai working it in and around. Townsend forward, back to Thomas Asante. Berge goes in. Well, didn't seem to get too near the ball, but Townsend has gone down too easily. There's no protest from the West Brom players as Ollie McBurney will go shoulder to shoulder with Eric Peters. That's a good battle, that one, and McBurney has won the blade to throw far side. Yeah,
it's a bit worrying there. They got on top in midfield. Just very nervous.
Blades have it at the back with Egan into Tommy Doyle. Ahmedhodžić chips it down the right-hand side, looking for Iliman Njai. West Brom clear. Back to the Bosnian international. Now John Egan. A consistent season the Republic of Ireland international has had, as there's 4 West Brom players around Doyle there, as he gets a short pass from Robinson, goes back towards West Fodringham. Townsend climbs well over the back of McBurney, fairly, says referee Dean Whitestone. Now Sander Berge plays through the lines to Njai. Neat touch off for McBurney. McBurney to the edge of the box, striding into the area. Can he get a shot away? Connor Townsend will get back. McBurney's going to keep it in. Dean Whitestone says free kick. Ollie McBurney protests his innocence. We'll get a thought from Carlos Arbor, and then it'll be Andy Giddings to take you through to half-time.
Yeah, earlier in the season Ollie was getting shots off. You know, he held on to the ball a little long there. When he's scoring, he shoots really early and he catches the keeper out. Just a shame he didn't get a shot off there.
In terms of chances created, Carlos Arbor, and it remains goalless. West Brom have been the better team.
Yeah, the first day had a good chance really early on, and they've had a really good chance also when West saved. You know, they've done well, West Brom.
Relegated from the Premier League along with Sheffield United in 2021, 1 place above the Blades, who finished 20th, although while Sheffield United were heading towards a playoff campaign last year, West Bromwich Albion finished 10th. They are hoping to be in the end of season playoffs this year. Sheffield United know a win tonight will seal automatic promotion to the Premier League. Football Heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield. Here's Shemi Ajayi playing an arcing ball through the middle of the pitch. Jack Robinson was switched on to intercept any mistake from him, and the dangerous runner Jed Wallace would have been in and potentially in a crossing position on the near side, which is the West Bromwich Albion right-hand side. The ball is cleared away. Back it comes to Egan. Egan will shepherd the ball into West Fodringham. Fodringham looks up, and on the left boot that looked very injured a couple of moments ago, he ushers the ball out to the far side. Now there's space for McAtee in the centre circle. Stretching, he gets the ball to Lowe. First time cross going in, and McBurney's trying to crash on the ball in the six-yard box. Surely there was contact from a Norwich City defender. The blades have gone nuts as Darnell Furlong sheepishly walks away. Sheffield United counter-attack from the halfway line. Darnell Furlong might as well have just smacked it away. The contact is obvious, the deviation of the ball is clear, and the referee says goal kick, Carlos Saba.
Absolutely terrible, just terrible.
I'm not entirely sure that atones for the penalty incident at the other end of the pitch, but
it's consistency. Normally we just want consistency, don't we? Now we're moaning he's been consistently bad.
It would be a referee. So it's football heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield. So Doyle, the short, blonde-haired Manchester City youngster, will turn 360 and pick out Sander Berge in the centre circle. He levers the ball onto Ahmedhodžić. Ahmedhodžić and Berge combine. Berge with the orange boots passes it forward. It cannons off the midfielder out on the far side of the pitch. And now potential for a heavy challenge. Here's Egan. Lunges out! And then Doyle is completely side down in the centre circle. The studs looked a little raised as well from Eric Peters, who's completely clattered into Tommy Doyle. And the referee's got a call to make here, Carlos Saba.
Oh yeah, of course he's gone weak. He's gone weak. That would have required the spine, and I think he's shown that it's really jellyfish-like.
Well, Eric Peters walks away with a slight smile on his face as a 60-40 ball was tussled for. Doyle went after it, and the right boot, the left boot rather, is raised. Doyle has gone flying, and that to me, and I think that's a red card incident.
You know, we're the team where people get penalties given against us for intent. You know, just a joke.
So it will be a free kick. Doyle's okay. He floats the ball forward from the centre circle, high into the penalty area. McBurney wins a header. Stooping and Jai gets it. Then the curling shots towards goal with the outside of the left boot of Jack Robinson, who knew he had such technique. But the shot veered into the midriff of goalkeeper Alex Palmer, who makes the catch. And that probably is Sheffield United's best chance.
Yeah, that was really inventive, though. You know, in fact, he got the shot off. Keeper wasn't expecting that.
Well, he has scored 3 times this season, Jack Robinson, against Burnley, Swansea and Cardiff City most recently. But I think Blades fans most fondly know him as the guy that is able just to poleaxe players there.
Oh yeah, the side, the human side.
The human side, yeah. So football heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield. A mild night under the floodlights, an important night here in S2. Here's Egan, captain for the night, Mr. Consistency, most championship minutes this season. He's at the centre of the back three. Now Ahmedhodžić still playing the waiting game with regarding first-time fatherhood. Mrs. Ahmedhodžić still has yet to give birth, so Ahmedhodžić plays today. He goes long down the line. McBurney just waiting for the ball to drop. It was on his blind side. He was looking, and he swung his right boot at it, didn't make contact, and the ball goes out of play for a goal kick.
He's been making incredible runs, McBurney. I think he's just tried to get a little bit too much on that. He's had a good old swing. Just needed, all the pace was actually on the ball. He just needed a little connection to deviate the travel.
Well, it is football heaven. Elsewhere, half-time, Forest 1, Brighton 1, Brentford lead at Chelsea 1-0, West Ham 1, Liverpool 1, nearly half-time in both of those games, and it's Man City 1, Arsenal 0 in the Premier League. Early goal in that game. So, if you can't. So here's Berge, the Norway international. Square ball to the near side, and Jack Robinson. He didn't really think there was much further in front of him. Everybody in yellow and green is back behind the ball. Out of possession, it's 4-1-1 from West Brom. They're going to make life difficult for Sheffield United as Berge receives the ball, tries to canter forward, has to check his run. He's hassled and harried there by Karlan Grant. And Wes Foderingham skies the clearance up the middle of the pitch. Sheffield United playing from right to left. Doyle brings it under control. A little scurry from him, there was nothing on. He's manoeuvred it to the left-hand side, and as we approach the half hour, Sheffield United have firm control of the ball. Wide it goes to Ahmedhodžić, the live Bosnia international. Back to Berge. Quickly, the chasers come. Thomas Asante scampers after Berge, and then ultimately Gardner Hickman puts the pressure on as well. The Blades retain the ball. Here's the first time punt from Doyle. Beautifully it's swept to low on the near side, who controls on the chest. Back into Doyle, cries a shoot, takes a touch, beats the first man, rolls it out to the far side. McAtee and Doyle combining, dead ball line, in goes the cross, and the ball is smuggled away, not gone out of play. McAtee brings it under control, brings it away from the dead ball line, closed down by Connor Townsend. Connor Townsend wins it back in the left back area and pushes it away. Sheffield United take a throw in which they take quickly, too quickly, and the experienced Turk OK Lakushlu temporarily blocks Sheffield United's charge. They're back at it again, over on the far side, tight and congested. Baldock is forward, Doyle's ball in, and Doyle's ball from the far touchline side veered in at the near post, but the goalkeeper Palmer had it covered and makes the catch, Carlos.
Yeah, I like it when they try that, the little intricate plays, the little passes where they're overloading, and their quick passes and technique can open it up. They're looking shot. Oh, now West Brom are trying to calm the game down, slow it down, because we're trying to get our passing game, our quick tempo game going.
Oh, Palmer it was who was dawdling there, all in fluorescent pink. The former academy goalkeeper at the Hawthorns. They've had 3 first-team goalkeepers this season, the Baggies. Palmer being the latest, David Botton being another of them. So if you're just tuning in a match that, should Sheffield United win, they will be promoted to the Premier League tonight, meaning fixtures that will follow against Preston and Huddersfield and Birmingham City will have no pressure whatsoever of them whatsoever. You can further your Blades content with our Blades Heaven podcast. Further and previous episodes, all available for you to download on BBC Sounds and online. Here Sheffield United come forward. Ahmedhodžić took his eye off the ball as he swung his boot at it. In the end, he made contact with his non-standing foot. Karlan Grant snaffled the ball back. But well, West Bromwich Albion in the last 2 or 3 minutes, Carlos Saba, haven't been great at keeping the ball themselves.
No, but they've expended a lot of energy. You know, the first 10-15 minutes they were scurrying around really quickly. I think they're just taking stock now. They're trying to slow the game down. I think they're mentally tired, and as you say, they're making a few lapses.
Well, West Bromwich Albion, as you mentioned before, after the defeat down at the Hawthorns to Sheffield United, of course, they then won 8 from 9 matches, and Carlos Corberán really did put the Baggies back to where I think they thought they might be, following the tumultuous reign of Steve Bruce at the Hawthorns. We have a stoppage in play here. Karlan Grant is smiling, and just with a low 5 with Anel Ahmedhodžić over on the far side. So all apologies handed out, and the game will restart. Palmer will float the ball long up the pitch. The dreadlocked Brandon Thomas Asante rises, but beaten in the air, and Sheffield United push the ball back to Wes Foderingham. You know, if Sheffield United get promoted, he shouldn't be called League One Wes, should he? Because miles away from League One.
No,
surely it should be something like Top Flight Foderingham. Why not? The name's got to change.
Sure, and you try and copyright that thing, and it's all on you.
Well, the money'd be nice. But, for the purposes of public service broadcasting, they can have that one for free. Other nicknames for other players are allowed. So it is football heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield. Back now to Egan. Shifting the ball in field now to Berge. Berge just to the left of the centre circle. The crowd here at Bramall Lane rises as Sander Berge turns his trot into a stride. Looking to his right-hand side, Doyle now is brought into play after a first-time pass from Ahmedhodžić. and the cross from the right-hand side had plenty of whip on it, but not enough bend for Messrs Njai and McBurney, and the keeper made a straightforward catch.
Yeah, but that's a good sign. If they're going to sit off like that, just you've got the quality on there. Get the ball into the box, let McBurney make his runs across his defenders, knowing the ball's going to keep coming in.
Well, it is football heaven. The Blades winning 2-0 at the Hawthorns. McBurney and Njai on the score sheet. It was the same scoreline here in Sheffield United's favour, although Billy Sharp on the score sheet twice that day. A lovely return ball to the near side, releases Wallace, driving towards the Kop end. He's got time to bend the cross, in it goes, and Fodringham makes the save after an acrobatic attempt from Gardner-Hickman, trying the bicycle kick, slightly off balance, but he made firm enough contact. The arrowed shot from 12 or 13 yards on the angle, straight to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Hecky and Stuart McCall having a deep conversation there. They'll really be disappointed. We're being opened up. We're having possession, and we're not really opening them up well. We're crossing from deep, yet two little simple passes and they're in behind us. That is a real concern.
Well, they're a good team, West Brom. Let themselves down at the start of the campaign and are getting better. You yourself, Carla Saba, said this is a good test for Sheffield United. It's not going to be a gimme, and it's the right type of challenge that you want. Well, in terms of chances created, West Brom are still edging it.
Oh yeah, for definite.
Incidentally, for those of you listening in, should Sheffield United get promotion today, all the reaction, we'll take your calls afterwards. You can have a chat with Carla Saba, amongst other things, and we'll bring you reaction from here at Bramall Lane as well, if it all goes to plan. 0-0 at the moment. Buildup, turning over the ball, bringing in Ahmedhodžić. He crosses, and it's another cross. It's the third cross in relatively quick succession that's zipped into the goalkeeper's chest.
Yeah, disappointment now, Evan, from the fans. Not like there's been a huge pressure on the ball either. We've got top quality players here who have been able to pot the ball into the box, and it's been put into terrible areas each time.
Incidentally, in this huge week of football, so we had Barnsley Ipswich last night. Sadly, it didn't go the Reds' way. Clearly, it's a monumental night for Sheffield United, and without running the risk of hyperbole, it's an equally sizable night for Rotherham United tomorrow night, with Rotherham United hosting Cardiff City. Of course, every kick of that game, Ronnie Moore will be our expert summariser at the New York Stadium. We're on air from 6 o'clock tomorrow night, so we could be talking about a promotion to the Premier League and a salvage job for Rotherham United tomorrow night on the programme. So football heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield. Here, standing over the ball, Jason Malumbi, a Republic of Ireland international with John Egan, standing over the free kick. It drives me mad when players do that. So he stood over the ball, then he's just left it. OK Yakushlu then comes over to take it, slips a little in a divot as the ball is hooked towards the far side, and West Brom have it with Carlin Grant. Then it's Connor Townsend trying to just lever his way past two challengers. The Blades win it back and McAtee's away, scampering away. The Salford Silver gets about 25 yards. Gardner-Hickman goes over, upends him, and then has a little nibble with as near as he walked past. Referee's got to have a word and sort that out. I think Doyle's gone over to say, did you not see the knee into McAtee's ribs there as he walked past? But well, to Sheffield United's benefit and not at times today, Dean Whitestone has decided not to make a decision. Well, as in
decisive.
A decisive decision. So goalless in the 38th minute of them. That's naughty. That is naughty. It's not quite the Battle of Bramall Lane, but the free kick comes in high into the penalty area. Heads goes up. One of them is Sander Berge's, but backpedaling away from the edge of the 6-yard box even at 6'5", Sander couldn't get there, and it drops out of play for a goal kick. So goal-less here at Bramall Lane, Carlos.
Yeah, it was nice. We got to see Patrick Sufo Saturday talking
did you?
about the Bramall Lane. Yeah, it was really nice to see him. Was going to invite him here, but I did think the next match being West Brom would have been in bad taste.
A little bit, that it might have been a little incendiary for the Baggy supporters. I mean, we'd have found it funny, so the next time it comes along, then do bring him along.
Okay, wonderful.
Early stages of the second half, it's Forest 1, Brighton 1, half times then between Chelsea and Brentford, West Ham and Liverpool, and it's 0-1 and 1-1 respectively. Don't forget to join Toby tomorrow. He's on a wild goose chase. I think that's literal rather than metaphorical. And Paul, let's talking about the teachers' strikes here on BBC Radio Sheffield. So West Brom have it. Here is Jason Malonga, the energetic West Bromwich Albion midfielder, sets off before turning and twisting and bringing in Darnell Furlong, who continues to trot forward the full-back. Occasionally West Brom, as they're doing now, like to get Townsend and Furlong in inverted positions in the midfield. Wide to the near side it comes again, and Jed Wallace with a little shimmy, but Max Lowe is sticking to him shoulder to shoulder. So Wallace in the centre circle just has to retreat here, and ultimately Peters picks out Shemi and Jai. Now a little wider to the touchline, it's Darnell Furlong. He's given time to amble forward, the son of Paul Furlong, a striker for Queen's Park Rangers and Chelsea back in the day. Now the bearded Peters stands on the ball in the centre circle. Illiman and Jai gives him something to think about by taking him on, but the ball is shuffled forward. Now Wallace, good excellent angle ball in field, and a lovely turn there by Brandon Thomas Asante. He whips it with a little height out towards Carlin Grant, and now Connor Townsend attacking the dead ball line, but a good bit of nuisance making there from Anel Ahmedhodžić. Knocks the player off his stride, and the clearance is dispatched to the stand on the far side by John Egan.
Yeah, I think we got away with something there. The pass selection there from West Brom, Asante, he had a much simpler pass. He played a real zinger out to the boy. Look, he could have just dropped it short. We got away with one there.
Yeah, a little bit, and in the end, effective enough defending for Sheffield United. We know they're a good defensive side. Yeah,
but West Brom are really, they're hitting us quite hard, you know. When they're coming through, they're looking, causing problems.
Here's Thomas Asante, shoulder to shoulder with Jack Robinson. Thomas Asante decides to go for a swallow dive. Good work from the linesman. Admittedly, the two players were shoulder to shoulder, arms pulling. It was all a bit fast and furious, but I think the linesman has called that right, and I think Thomas Asante realised in the moment he wasn't going to get there, decided to fly forward there, and the linesman has flagged in Jack Robinson's favour.
The fourth official's doing all sorts down there. He's got his, look at that, he's going to call for backup. He's telling them all to, there's so many people in there.
Well, so the fourth official, I mean, Carlos Corberán, as you've pointed out, is shuffling around in that technical area 10 to the dozen. I remember watching Huddersfield against Rotherham a couple of years ago, and that was the only real interesting thing about the match. Not so tonight, of course, which remains 0-0. He is very frenetic, the Spaniard, but he's proving once again what an excellent coach he is at the Hawthorns.
I'm going to text Jack Lester. I don't like that their little box there is outworking our box. Jack needs to come out and do some jogs.
Well, you know. So lovely play by in the end to feed McAtee, but he was never in full control of the ball, and the much bigger Shemi Ajayi steps up, takes the ball off James McAtee and dispatched it back into Sheffield United's half of the pitch. 43rd minute of the match on BBC Radio Sheffield. McAtee's marauding forward. Little toe poke pass trying to bring in McBurney on the inside left channel of the penalty area, but the green and yellow shirts are back in number. West Brom, who are desperate to win to get a place in the playoffs, and have actually shaded it on chances created so far, build again. Carlin Grant wants a drop over his blind side here, but George Baldock is with him stride for stride. Baldock now into the back of Carlin Grant, having a right-o wrestle by the corner flag, and then the former Huddersfield Town man throws Baldock to the deck. A free kick is awarded, and Sheffield United will be able to clear their lines. Let's pray for Karl and Grant.
Yeah, it's the way we're attacking at the moment. Doyle and Sander Berge are sitting. It's like 5-2 and 3 up top, and we're just letting them. We're knocking the ball long to the 3 and just sitting back. Then like Doyle and Berge not joining up. I expect them second half to unleash them a little bit more, but at the moment it's definitely we're just leaving it to those 3 to try and cause mayhem.
So 90 seconds of the first half remaining. It is a really intriguing contest. A game played with good tempo from both teams. Sheffield United has certainly been given plenty to think about here. Not that anybody really thought that it would be a promotion procession, but it certainly isn't if you're just flicking on. As Townsend shrugs off Njai, who returns to the challenge, waspish-like. West Brom retreat to halfway, and now here's Darnell Furlong, the right back, pushing it short into the feet of Wallace. Just past Paul Heckingbottom, arms folded in his black Blades training top, into Eric Peters, who really shouldn't be on the pitch, having poleaxed Tommy Doyle a little earlier. And now things might open up here now for Karl and Grant. Busily he moves forward, wide to Wallace, and Wallace, as he pulled the ball square from the corner of the box, straight to Sander Berge. Maxlow will stride to get there at the near touchline side, and I don't think he did get there before it went out of play. I suppose the TV replays will show, but I think the linesman's got that right. It was a little
all the ball.
Yeah, well, close call, and it's not gone Sheffield United's way. So they will end 45 minutes as we enter 3 minutes of added time by defending the Kop end here with a throw in from Darnell Furlong. He's got a good long throw into the penalty area, headed away. Egan towering above Njai, but a split second after he made contact with the ball, a free kick went Sheffield United's way. A foul by Shemi Ajayi on John Egan, and Wes Fodringham, all in green underneath the Kop end, will be able to get the ball away. Sheffield United, of course, games against Preston and Huddersfield and Birmingham to close the season. West Bromwich Albion, if they are to get into the playoffs, have to win here and presumably take quite a few points out of Norwich and Swansea in their final couple of matches of the season. And it's always fascinating at this time of the year. Things you expect to happen don't. So here is Wallace in a slightly deeper position on the near side, the right. The ball's pushed into Taylor Hickman, flicked on now by Thomas Asante. The sliding Berge is dispossessed and Jason Mulumby's away. The ball is pulled into a central position. There was Darnell Furlong, and Darnell Furlong's clipped ball hands off Doyle, I think it was. It looped away from the face of goal, and Wes Fodringham restarts play by overarm bowling the ball to the near side. So can Sheffield United strike in first half added time on Football Heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield? Goalless then here. A reminder of the scenario: Sheffield United win, they are promoted to the Premier League. West Brom win by a 3-goal margin, they could rise as high as 5th. Here's Anel Ahmedhodžić pushing the ball out wide to Baldock. He continued his run forward, the Bosnian. Baldock goes back to Doyle. Baldock rattles his fist in frustration. The momentum of that move is lost, and now West Brom have it, but only temporarily. Good hustling there from Tommy Doyle, who wins the tackle on Thomas Asante. Now here's Iliman Njai driving into the box, turns his man, goes down, having glided past the shoulder of Eric Peters. Eric Peters is now motioning his hands forward in the way we've all seen to say he took a little bit of a dive there, and the throw-in is on the far side. I think Eric Peters is right.
Yeah, he did well there, Peters. He's been there, done that, and he managed to nullify Njai really well.
So, still Sheffield United hold court in West Brom's half of the pitch. Can they make a telling contribution to the game in the dying embers of this first half here? It's a little chillier here at Bramall Lane as Sander Berge brings the ball on his right boot. looking to his right-hand side, and then he floats a beautiful pinpoint pass, which George Baldock has time to bring off the chest. Lever down the line, and here's James McAtee. Lovely flowing football from Sheffield United. It lacks a little bit of tempo, and the referee blows his whistle for half-time. So in this must-win and should-win match, it's Sheffield United 0, West Bromwich Albion 0.
Fantastic support in the first half. Shore in full voice and GLH. Let's make it rapid for 45 minutes. Let's finish the job. Enjoy the second half. You feel myself.
But Sheffield United, if they are going to get the job done tonight, need to up their productivity in front of goal in the second half, Carlos.
Yeah, I think they've got to not throw caution to the wind, but I think they've just got to allow Sander Berge and allow Tommy Doyle to join up, attack in numbers and overpower them. At the moment, they're able to deal with our three that we're putting up front quite easily.
Run you through the two lineups in full in a second. Forest now leading Brighton 2-1 in the Premier League. Still Brentford 1-up at Chelsea, West Ham 1-1 with Liverpool and Manchester City leading Arsenal by 2-0 at half-time. With the goals in the other games into the second half. Blades, as they prefer to do, attacking the Kop end in the second half, 0-0 at Bramall Lane as Carlon Grant will just chip it forward. Fodringham in goal still after an issue slightly in the first half, seems okay. Clearance away by Robinson, Ahmedhodžić, Egan and Robinson at the back, Baldock and Lowe out wide. Berge, Doyle and McAtee in the middle. McBurney and Njai up top. The bench, Davis, Fleck, Basham, Sharp, Norwood, Bogle and Jefferson, so plenty of options at Paul Heckingbottom's disposal. Throwing for West Brom near side, just in front of Carlos Corberán, who's actually stood still for a second. Here's Thomas Asante, comes back to Taylor Gardner-Hickman. Crossfield ball aimed towards Darnell Furlong. From a QPR man, he's stopped in his tracks by Iliman Njai. Now Shemi Ajayi, the ex-Miller, goes side-footed out to the far side. Now Furlong towards the edge of the box, well in the back there by Egan. Lowe's in, but it's a little congested as McAtee goes to ground. Looked like he was potentially fouled. Ajayi will pop the ball back over up to halfway. West Brom with Palmer in goal. Furlong, Ajayi, Peters and Townsend are back four. Malumbi and Yukushlu as a two. Wallace, Gardner-Hickman and Grant behind Thomas Asante. We've played 2 minutes of the second half. Thomas Asante looking to put the ball through the middle for Furlong, who very much is playing in an advanced position when West Brom are trying to come forward. Lovely close control by Iliman Njai, far side is going a long way from the challenge, but the seconds comes in over there. The ball's played through the middle. McAtee just off balance as he tried to control in the middle of the West Brom half, and it goes through for Alex Palmer.
Yeah, Mackie Njai committed 3 of their players there, so just freed the things up there for McAtee. Unfortunately, he couldn't take the ball in his stride. There's the fans getting involved.
Here's Lowe, intercepting for the Blades, playing it through the middle for Ollie McBurney. Ajayi will go back to Alex Palmer, who's looked a cool customer so far, but that is too cool for Connor Townsend. George Baldock into the area, plays it across the middle. Palmer's going to get a little flick of a glove on it. It's going to go out far side for a Sheffield United corner. Kop end of Bramall Lane.
Yeah, brilliant anticipation from Baldock there. The players cut inside of Berge. Baldock was there waiting, drove into the box, unfortunately got a little bit under the cross, but he got a corner from him and it really ignited the atmosphere with the fans. Does what Baldock
far side.
Yeah, Baldock doing what Baldock does.
He's been in very impressive form, particularly over these last 2 or 3 months. Sheffield United, second corner of the game, first of the second half, looking to go ahead and put 1 foot in the Premier League. In from Doyle from the left, it's aimed towards McBurney, as it usually is. Wallace battling away on the edge of the box with Iliman Njai, the former Millwall man, still tussling there, but the Senegalese star boy gets a little back heel. into Doyle, overlap for McAtee, gets the cross all wrong, but the build-up was nice, the execution at the end wasn't, but it's a little bit more promising from Sheffield United early in the second half.
More front foot, more aggression from the strikers. And look at the tempo of Borders. Good around. What do you do on your day off? I'll go and land planes at East Midlands Airport.
He doesn't stop. I mean, don't get me wrong, Paul Hickinbottom kicks every ball, but certainly there's a lot more measuredness as United go back here to Wes Fodringham. Little floated chip out to the near side looking for Ahmedhodžić, but top flight Fodringham just puts the ball out of play. You heard it here second. Townsend down the left. Gardner-Hickman looking to put some pressure on Sander Berge. Norwegian international just used his strength, sees it behind for a goal kick. Football Heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield. We've been with all of our local sides every step of the way this year. It's a big week, it's a big month. So much on the line. The Blades could be a Premier League team in around 40 minutes time, but they need a goal. Here's Carlon Grant on the left. Challenged back by George Baldock, who kicks the ball into Grant and wins a throw-in. It's like George Baldock on speed, isn't it? I mean, he's been excellent.
Yeah, frightening.
Ahmedhodžić near side. Throws the ball down the line, looking for McBurney, gets the flick on, and Jai is there. Cleared away by Eric Peters.
Coming out, atmosphere feels it.
It's ratcheting up.
Yeah. Oh, I like that ratcheting up. Nice.
Ball that goes back down the line for Anel Ahmedhodžić. What an impact he's made this season since signing last summer. What a find as well, just a few £1 million, as Berge will flick the header on. And Jai comes across. Peter stands up strong. He's taking a kick there, the Dutchman. It looks like he's going to be okay. Baldock takes the throw. Back to Tommy Doyle. Now into the centre of the park. There seems to be a little bit more zip on the possession. At times in the first half, it was a tad laboured. West Brom with their shape as the ball comes in off the left for McAtee. McAtee with 3 or 4 yellow and green shirts around him. Robinson into the box. Ajayi with the header clear. The Blades in the red and white with Ahmedhodžić down the right to Baldock with a deep cross. He's going to run towards the far side for Lowe. Lowe will pull it back to McAtee just outside the penalty area on the left. Looks to dart into the area. Challenge comes in from Jed Wallace. McAtee goes down. You can hear what the home fans think. A lot of the Sheffield United players protesting towards referee Dean Whitestone.
I thought we were overrunning a little bit myself. Oh, I don't know.
He puts a leg across, Jed Wallace. This would probably be the best angle that we've got. Oh, there's contact on the hip.
He's just playing the referees.
He's waiting for it. I don't think it's as cast iron as the West Brom should have had in the first half, Carl, but potentially goes on the list of seen them given.
Yeah.
So big penalty appeal for Sheffield United 7 minutes into the second half. Here comes Baldock down the right. Free kick's going to be pulled back for a foul. Tommy Doyle, Baldock, Gardner-Hickman have come together. Dean Whitestone's going to come across and just have a chat with both of them, I think. Baldock just needs to keep his cool here.
That lad just thrown himself. You know, that's just what gives footballers a bad name. That's embarrassing. You've got rugby people, players walking around with arms, limbs hanging off, pretending they're not hurt. And a footballer gets backlashed and they fly on the floor. In the Swans, you know, pathetic.
8 minutes gone in the second half. Blades nil, Baggies nil at Bramall Lane. Huge night for Paul Hickinbottom's side. He's out of his technical area. Gavin Ward, the fourth official, telling him to get back in. Referee has had a word with Baldock and Gardner-Hickman, but no cards. Doyle will ping the ball towards the back post. Palmer will come out and claims well. As Robinson was looking to come in, a couple of Blades players just out of position for the minute as West Brom are going to try and counter down the other end. Malumbi is bounced off the ball by George Baldock, who goes across. West Brom have it on the far side of the field here. Football Heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield. 0-0 between Sheffield United and West Brom. Yakushlu. Bit of pace and flight, works it out to the left-hand side to Carlo Grant. Famous names of the past, Woodward and Curry. Of course, the late Eddie Kaloun ringing around Bramalley as the Blades fans try to spur their side on to find the goal that means so much. Wallace is overrun, it's up for a throw-in far side for Sheffield United. Liverpool have gone 2-1 up in West Ham. Sheffield United just been pushed back a little bit far side. Solid form West Brom as they push towards the playoffs, 4 wins, 3 draws, 2 defeats, then their last 9. They're looking for a third straight away win in the Championship. Disappointment in losing at home to Sunderland at the weekend, that's just checked progress a little bit. One-touch football by Carlos Colbrand's side on halfway. From the Leeds coach, from Huddersfield boss. Start the season with an unsuccessful spell at Olympiacos as Sheffield United will win the ball back far side. That's nice by Doyle into a central area for Sander Berge, who as ever just glides away from his man. The space opens up here. Plays it to the left-hand side from McAtee. McAtee looks to go beyond Furlong. Dummies the cross, comes back to Illiman and Jai. Looks for a give and go with Baldock in the area. Baldock will work it to the edge of the box. Doyle thinks about taking aim. Baldock will take aim! Over the top of the bar. Well, for a split second there, it was in Tommy Doyle range. Very close to where he hit that shot against Blackburn that arrowed into the top corner. On this occasion, though, it was Baldock who took it on. West Brom are taking their time again here. I'm pretty sure that the yellow cards should come out soon because this is the 3rd or 4th time they've been told about it.
What was really good there, Sander Berge just glided 20-25 yards from the nowhere area straight into a really, really good important area. He makes it look so easy.
Need to try and get some pressure on Palmer in the goal though. I mean, 3 or 4 shots over the top. Jack Robinson's had the one that's tested the keeper so far, who floats it out to the far side. The latest groan will tell you that Man City have a 3rd against Arsenal. Wallace, will he keep it in far side? He will. Some space to him to attack the area. Robinson's there. Wallace will ping it in looking for Townsend. Berge gets back with a nod away. James McAtee will look to try and complete it as he chips it forward. He's going to be pulled back for a foul on the edge of the area by referee Whitestone. His last game was the QPR win at Burnley. A little surprise scoreline.
I wonder what the chat is now, because at the moment they're in a sort of ascendancy with good build-up play. How can we change things if we need to change things?
Egan down the middle, it's away. There's a few looks at each other from the men in red and white. Paul Heckingbottom, arms folded, only a yard away from the touchline near side. Stuart McCall has come out a little bit further as well. Plenty of options on the bench at United's disposal, including the club skipper, the 37-year-old Billy Sharp. Will it be his night? He's sold out. Home fans here don't really care who gets the goal. Fodringham to halfway. Berge with the header on, but Baldock had stayed. Peters will come across and rescue it for West Bromwich Albion. That's a poor back pass though. It's going to let Illiman and Jai in. And Jai turns one-on-one with the keeper. He's going to... And Sander Berge will tuck the ball into the corner. It's a nightmare moment for West Bromwich Albion. But what a monster of a moment that is from the big Norwegian. He's celebrating the far corner in front of a jubilant Coppen. Could that be the goal that sent Sheffield United back to the Premier League? We have played 13 minutes in the second half. Sander Berge is the man to get the goal. Sheffield United 1, West Bromwich Albion 0.
Just wow. Pick the pockets up. And Jai's got the ball, driven into the box. What was he going to do? Massive moment, massive decision. Do you shoot across the keeper? No, he lifted his head, picked out Sander Berge. Look at that.
It's a fabulous bit of composure by Sander Berge as the tackle flies in on him. They are two of Sheffield United's star players, and Sander Berge with the composure to finish. Well, it's a wonderful moment, it's a great goal, and it is fitting as well that a man who's got so many assists this year, Ahmedhodžić, sets it up. Paul Heckingbottom just turning around when it went in. Big high five with Stuart McCall. The flares have gone up on the cop end. There is still half an hour of the game, Carlos Arbor, but Sheffield United are ahead.
Yeah, big moment, huge moment in the match. Now let's press on, let's press on. Oh, you've got 1 foot in the Premier League, boys.
Well, everyone resets a little bit here at Bramall Lane. It's been a tough game. They've not managed to get too many shots in on Alex Palmer's goal. The frustration for West Brom will be that for all their diligence and organisation and pressing and everything else, that it was an errant back pass that's let United in, and now James McAtee will come forward here. McAtee in towards McBurney. McAtee on the edge of the area. Now George Borlock streaming forward into the box with Sander Berge, who's got beyond the back, but Sander Berge to the back post. McBurney goes down in the box, surely pushed by Furlong. It looked he might get on the end of the ball as well. I'd love to see that one again as West Brom are going to counter-attack down the other end. It's going to come off Thomas Asante. But Sheffield United can't believe it. Paul Heckingbottom, Jack Lester are going absolutely ape down here. The referee's assistant and Gavin Ward trying to shut them down. McBurney coming in and he has been shoved by Furlong away from the ball. He potentially gets on that, Carlos Arbor. That should be a penalty. Even our colleagues, from BBC West Midlands are trying to make light of it, but
that is straight from WWF there. WWE, whatever you want to call it, that was wrestling. My gosh.
Well, that's one each.
What an atmosphere though.
Football heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield. Sheffield United in pole position for the Premier League. Can they get themselves a second and just make the night a bit more comfortable? Here's Berge. What a big time for him to step up with a goal. His first in 18 in all competitions for club and country. His 7th goal of the season. Ball out to the left-hand side now for Jack Robinson, who steps forward. Ahmedhodžić. Buildup. Has it. Ahmedhodžić is the shout from the crowd. At least he made the Championship Team of the Year alongside Anel Ahmedhodžić, even if he didn't win the Player of the Season. Well, how are you feeling now, Carlos Arbor?
Yeah, I'm just taking in all the sights and sounds at the moment. Looking at the flare, the smokes from the flare and the noise, it's just brilliant.
Well, Carlos Corberán desperately trying to urge his troops forward. This, as we've seen from the game so far, the West Brom performance is a long way from done here at Bramall Lane, but it certainly feels now that Sheffield United have just given themselves a bit of breathing space and some confidence in there. They've just got to keep up that intensity now.
Yeah, hard work.
Jed Wallace out to the far side for Furlong. West Brom need the points themselves. They have ambitions of getting into the Championship playoffs. This is so tight in there, with 4 points separating 5th to 12th coming into the game tonight. 1-0 Sheffield United lead. We're 18 minutes into the second half. Now Connor Townsend. Ball pushed down the left side for Karlan Grant. Paul Heckingbottom increasingly animated here. Furlong down the right. Wallace goes. That's a brilliant bit of backtracking there from Jack Robinson. Timed it well. For a second, like Wallace was going to get in behind.
Yeah, good last minute there. Stitch tackle.
Well, the Blades fans, some of them are starting to believe. Some have seen that a long throw is incoming and have sat down and looked pensive. just need 3 points. At the minute, they have them in hand. Here comes the throw-in from Furlong, in towards Ajayi. McBurney with the clearance on the edge of the box. It looked like a handball by West Brom. The ball's going to be played here to Bulldog. Bulldog's going to make it as well. There's a little slide, but it's heels. Bulldog, George Bulldog will continue to go. Townsend tries to pull him back. George Bulldog undeterred, finally goes down. Surely that has to be brought back. George Bulldog is in the ear of the referee's assistant near side. He has every right to appeal for that to have been pulled back. He has been kicked at, he has been pulled back, he stood on his feet, and no wonder officials get criticised when moments like this happen. The referee looks like he's going to come across here and have a chat with Gavin Ward as well. But I can thoroughly appreciate why Paul Heckingbottom is so frustrated here.
Just consistently poor. They've been, both managers must be furious. So poor.
Well, Dean Whitestone is now talking to Paul Heckingbottom, talking to Stuart McCall. Gavin Ward is there as well. One of the members of United's staff has been sent down the tunnel here. Gavin Ward furiously making notes.
Marcus just saying to him, why wasn't it a foul?
I mean, it's bad enough that the penalty wasn't given, so a yellow card's going to come out here for Jack Lester as well, from referee Whitestone, who just shrugs things off. Paul Heckingbottom not happy whatsoever. Jack Lester goes down and sits in the dugout. You can see what it all means, though, Carl, for everyone.
There's so much at stake. It's a long season, and stupid officiating is not needed.
Robinson forward for the Blades. Ahmedhodžić flicks on. Berge looks to play it through. Eric Peters will turn and play the ball back into Palmer, who keeps his cool and plays it up towards halfway. Robinson turns and uses his strength well on Thomas Asante. Iliman and Jai looking to wriggle away. Here's Shemi Ajayi. Powers it through the middle. Robinson's there once again. Sheffield United flying in. McAtee a little high on the challenge, but referee sees nothing on it as the ball's played into the area. The header is away from Peters as McBurney was looking to stoop in for Paul Heckingbottom's side. West Brom have made a mess of trying to get the ball clear.
They're doing well at the moment. The balls are recycling the ball. Intensity's there. The fans are with them. Really tough moments this for West Brom.
Ball up down the line, looked like a handball potentially by Townsend. Forest now 3-1 up on Brighton. That's deep into added time. Brentford 2 up at Chelsea. Liverpool 2-1 up at West Ham. Man City leading Arsenal 3-0, the latest in the Premier League this evening. The Blades a goal up on West Bromwich Albion. Looking for a league double. Just need to see the game out from here, and they're back in the top flight after 2 years away. Here's Berge. He's going to win a corner for Sheffield United. A thought from Carter Saba, and then Andy Giddings will take you through to full time.
Just is so intense at the moment. The noise levels, the energy levels from the players, the fans are raucous. This is a football at Bramall Lane. Incredible.
Under the lights at Bramall Lane, Tommy Doyle walks to the Kop end, places the ball on the corner quadrant on the near side, which is the right, the left footer, so expect the outswinger. He steps up, bends the ball into the penalty area. It sails over the head of the onrushing Jack Robinson. Quickly scrambling to the far side, James McAtee has it. Body swerves, takes on Brandon Thomas Asante. Pirouette, Brandon Thomas Asante has a little nibble at the Kop end, doesn't like. McAtee keeps his feet. McBurney is out there in support. And here's Iliman and Jai. Looks left and then right. And now Berge gliding to the dead ball line. Downward header, Egan! John Egan powered onto the header. The Republic of Ireland international saw the header bounce on the turf and bounce agonisingly wide of Alex Palmer's post. 2-0 this game over, you start the party.
Yeah, and we've seen that time and time again this season. Sanderberg going round the right-hand side. First time I've seen it down the left. He's gone past him on the left, stood up a wonderful cross, and after Egan's headed it down, you're just waiting for it to bounce up and nestle.
McBurney, through it goes to the edge of the penalty area where a stretching James McAtee can't get there, but to be in that position, Maxwell did ever so well, with plenty of hustle and bustle, taking on the West Bromwich Albion midfield. but in the end, McAtee just couldn't get there. So, Sheffield United 1, West Bromwich Albion 0. Sheffield United are 20-odd minutes away from being able to confirm their place in the Premier League. West Bromwich Albion are desperate for a victory themselves, with their chase for a place in the end-of-season playoffs. Football Heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield. McBurney rising and flying through the air, loses out in the aerial duel with Peters. It's cleared away. West Brom come forward, stretching onto the ball. There's a nick on Wallace. Wallace gets up clutching his ankle, played more minutes than anybody else for West Bromwich Albion this season. Big name signing last summer, a constant thorn in the side. Well, the coaching staff for West Bromwich Albion are just preparing their changes here. Kyle Bartley, formerly of this parish, will come on. Carlos Corberan looks exasperated that the time is taken to get things moving. There will also be a bit more football for the Aussie Rogic. So, OK, Yakushlu is coming off, and Eric Peters is going off, and Kyle Bartley is coming on. So Football Heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield. So it's John Swift who's coming on, I beg your pardon, for OK Yakushlu. So that will lead to a little bit of a reshuffle as the ball goes into the penalty area. Cleared away by Sheffield United. Picked up here by Iliman Ndiaye, who controls the ball beautifully. It's like it's stuck to his boot and he turns out of trouble. Right to the near side, and Ahmedhodžić has surely been ragged back there by John Swift. Anel Ahmedhodžić.
He was watching it,
the ear of the referee.
Actually watching what's happening, and he said no. Oh,
I think the referee has taken the MO tonight of just don't give anything.
Oh, I hope they can sack a ref. He doesn't deserve to be at this stadium, does he?
Well, Sheffield United supporters are letting referee Dean Whitestone know exactly what they feel. You're not fit to referee is what's been hailed down on the match official. So here's Sander Berge turning and getting the benefit of a bobbling ball, and Sheffield United get a corner. They couldn't off call on Brent here, leading by a goal to nil, and a chance to heap further pressure on West Bromwich Albion at the Kop end. Well, there's a nervous excitement, a nervous intensity, a sense of anticipation here at Bramall Lane, with Sheffield United in touching distance of a place in the Premier League. Here's Doyle with the left-footed outswinger. Into the box it goes. Even Ndiaye couldn't get there. Potential for an overhead kick. He bounced in the penalty area. Goalmouth scramble. Iliman Ndiaye will keep it in play. And it was Ahmedhodžić overhead kick who had a go. 30,050 supporters in attendance today, which is a wonderful turnout.
Anel going for another overhead. What's the record of overhead attempts in the season? Because he's got to be pushing it.
I think he's reset it this season. Well, it's for the cameras, isn't it? Oh. So it's Football Heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield. John Fleck is coming on shortly for Sheffield United. 1-0 they lead thanks to Sander Berge after wonderful work by Iliman Ndiaye. Berge in the end kept his composure to tap into a largely unguarded net for a lovely moment in Sheffield United's season that puts them on the brink of promotion. BBC Radio Sheffield. Incidentally, should Sheffield United see this one through, we'll take your calls on full time, bring you all the reaction. 0800 149 49. Here's Ndiaye into the back of Iliman, into the back of Ajayi, and Shami Ajayi brings it clear.
This is what we want.
Carries into one challenge out of another and loses the ball, the former Rotherham United man. Right, Messrs Fleck and Sharp are coming on.
Anything for him to score tonight. Oh, in front of the clock, that would be it.
Well, John Fleck will enter the field of play for James McAtee.
Actually got goosebumps, excited for him. Could you imagine? Oh.
Billy Sharp is coming on as well, the captain of Sheffield United, bouncing up and down on the whitewash of the halfway line. As there's going to be a future, Roy of the Rover stuff potentially here at Bramall Lane. Well, Ollie McBurney, who is coming off, just has a bit of a hug with George Baldock, who've been his usually impressive self today. Well, with 15 minutes of time to go, and Sheffield United a goal to the good, wouldn't it be just the most wonderful story for Billy Sharp to come off the bench to score the goal that ultimately confirmed Sheffield United's promotion to the Premier League, at the same time taking his tally to 258 league goals, and at the same time beating the record set by Jimmy Hagan of 117 in Sheffield United colours, the hero of his grandfather. So here is Sharp, denied his first touch of the ball from a looping throw-in from the far side. Shami Ajayi won the towering header, and the ball goes behind at the Kop end.
15 minutes. Oh, it's intense. Intense.
Shifted in your feet side to side. It's not the sugar anymore. So, 1-0 Blades. The penalty area pockmarked with red and white shirts. In it comes from Doyle into the penalty area. Sharp rises, won't get there. Baldock on the volley, and it's taken on the volley by Anel Ahmedhodžić, who skies the ball into the top corner. Promotion pending. That's it. Surely the Blades are back, and it's star performer Anel Ahmedhodžić, who puts them into a commanding position against West Bromwich Albion on this night of nights at Bramall Lane. It's Sheffield United 2, West Bromwich Albion 0. 15 minutes to go.
Yeah, and we said this season we want more shots, another shot like Max Lowe's that wasn't going in. Baldock took it on, he had the confidence and the belief to take on a shot. He was brave, wasn't going on target, but he took the shot, and Anel diverted it in. Wonderful, 2-0. Surely we're there now, we're so close.
Well, it might not be a bad couple of bits.
The best bit is their player stood on the line, put his hand up for offside. Look, he stood on the line, you can't.
Well, it might not be the worst week in the world of Anel Ahmedhodžić, all things being considered. Well, Bramall Lane is a picture, ablaze with noise, cacophonous sound as the vast majority of a 30,000 crowd know that it's coming. They can see the bright lights of the Premier League. Those golden gates have swung open. All Sheffield United need to do is see through the next 13 minutes. Here's Iliman Ndiaye on BBC Radio Sheffield. George Baldock has the ball stuck to his right toe end. Back to Iliman Ndiaye. Now Ahmedhodžić to Baldock, who flicked it on with his left boot deep inside West Brom territory. Conor Townsend's caught by George Baldock's stud, so it will be a free kick. Well, that's it. And at the Wigan game, Carl Sauber, you and I were both we were both here. They were trying to set him up, weren't they? Yeah. So you never know what might happen in the next 13 minutes. Carlin Grant has gone off for, I keep wanting to say Norwich, has gone off for West Brom. Mark Albrighton is coming on. Well, not a bad replacement when you can bring on a Premier League and FA Cup winner with Leicester City. I had that chance early on, Carlin Grant, but has been quiet since. So if you're just tuning in, frankly, where have you been? First sender Berge, side-footed home, before Anel Ahmedhodžić a little awkwardly volleyed home to make it 2-0. Here's West Brom on the attack with Jed Wallace backheeling the ball into George Baldock, who blocks, and Anel Ahmedhodžić gets it away. Here's Swift, a long-term target for the Blades under Chris Wilder. He will make headway to the edge of the box. Here's Gardner Hickman, who shoots, and the shot is saved by West Fodringham. dropping down at pace to deny the effort from 17 or 18 yards out. Wes Foderingham will be desperate for his latest clean sheet in Sheffield United's colours. 17 he's after, 16 already during this campaign. Ahmedhodžić shoulder charging and battling and hassling and harrying, and he wins the ball back up to Billy Sharp, back to goal, tries to squeeze the ball through to Sander Berge, but then he just dropped into an offside position. Sharp goes again, cuts in past the defender Townsend. Berge goes to the dead ball line, and he goes, oh, John Fleck, Billy Sharp's after it. Keeper made a nuisance of himself on the deck, first to claw Fleck, the ball away from Fleck, then as the scramble for the ball ensued, Billy Sharp was denied. And you just thought then for a second, Carl Saber, that was it.
Yeah, but what a brilliant play again from Sander Berge. He's making it look easy again. Big kid playing with little kids at the moment, the way he's doing this. Got to the byline, stood up another tantalising cross.
Well, the reason I'm laughing is because George Baldock has manoeuvred forward, knowing full well there was a hand in his back, and the referee's now started to give a few free kicks. Well, Tommy Doyle goes off. He's had another Tommy Doyle game. He's been excellent, and Ollie Norwood will come onto the field of play.
Fabulous performance from Doyle. High intensity, high work rate, kept recycling the ball, kept going, kept his philosophy, his standards. Just a brilliant player. Talking of brilliant players.
Yeah, Ollie Norwood on. In 10 minutes' time, he will have his fourth promotion to the Premier League in the bag. Not a bad record. That's right. And people criticise him. Still makes me shake my head. Anyway, he's on. He's taking the free kick in his fluorescent orange boots. Here, Darnell Furlong tries to streak away down the far side, but taken out by Max Lowe. 10 minutes, and each second will feel like a minute. Carl Saber. Sheffield United lead 2-0. The crowd is bouncing up and down, knowing that the champagne, proverbially and possibly literally in some places, is now on ice. Goals from Sander Berge and Anel Ahmedhodžić, who started the season in wonderful goal-scoring form. It's his sixth. He'll never score a more important goal than the one he's just scored. Well, now West Bromwich Albion, who are desperate for a winner, attack. Kyle Bartley ducks to make sure a teammate Townsend gets the ball on the near side. Malumbi shifts it square. Here's John Swift, the pink boots, dinking it into the penalty area. Ahmedhodžić glances the header away to his right-hand side, and Sander Berge clubs it up the middle of the pitch. Billy Sharp stretching, brings it off the chest. He's done ever so well to create some space, shield the ball and bring in teammate Norwood. Along the halfway line to Lowe. Safety first, eat down those seconds. Back it goes to Wes Foderingham. I did describe him as top-flight Foderingham earlier, didn't I?
Sure did.
Yes, about time I did try that. Here's Baldock taking control of the ball. There's three in yellow and green around it. Manoeuvring to the near side as the Greasy Chip Butty song starts to billow around here at Bramall Lane. Always a joyous noise. Here, Wallace is trying to get away, but just in front of Carlos Corberán, the ball goes out of play, and he has got the fastest clap of any manager I've ever seen. As the ball goes out of play for a Sheffield United throw-in on the near side. Baldock, who has yet again run his blood to water, just taking a second before the ball goes up the shirt to wipe off some of the moisture here, and the clock ticks down at Bramall Lane. Here's that throw-in, one in the air by Connor Townsend, and now Berge. Back to Baldock, teeing it up. The runner driving through midfield is Fleck, volleyed beautifully into the path of Billy Sharp, who has to beat his man. Then it's smuggled into the path of Ahmedhodžić. Norwood over the top to Berge, stretching, just can't get there. Well, I know what they were trying to do, because Billy Sharp was waiting on the edge of the 6-yard box for Berge's cross, but he just couldn't get there.
It's like a game of headers and volleys now. They're getting there and they're trying to tee him up.
Well, Sheffield United are playing with all the confidence of a side that know they've got the job done. Here's Swift turning Egan. Well, I was talking to John Egan a few weeks ago about Ireland in the Six Nations. I didn't realise he'd taken it quite so literally with the tackle around the waist of the West Brom player. A minor drag down on the halfway line.
Actually got dragged about 6 yards.
He did a little bit, yeah. He did. Oh, I wonder if he's got a song. Surely he'll have a new song. Allez, allez, and all the words that went round last time. It's on YouTube, by the way. I hadn't remembered it, but I saw it this morning. And, well, they'll have to write another one this week, won't they? Here's Connor Townsend, driving set free kick up to the corner of the penalty area. Kyle Bartley on the stretch wins the header. Racing on deeper into the penalty box is Mark Albrighton, but he's beaten to it by Robinson, and the ball is skied to the John Street stand. Bramall Lane is just waiting to party. 6 minutes of normal time to go. Here is Swift again, dropping his shoulder, turning, getting the ball back to Furlong. The right fullback takes a first touch, then it's with Swift again. West Bromwich Albion having to be patient in possession. This one's tossed into the box, looking for Shemi Ajayi. Sheffield United are able to get it clear. Carlos Corberán's gone nuts in his technical area as Connor Townsend drives a high diagonal ball to the edge of the box. There's Iliman Ndiaye back defending, winning it at the dead ball line. Then he's just smashed it away. And high into the John Street stand it goes to a ripple of applause here. So, Sheffield United 2, West Bromwich Albion 0 on Football Heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield. Sheffield United moments away from promotion to the Premier League. Berge and Ahmedhodžić with the goals that have Sheffield United in firm control of this match. It means that the matches for Preston and Huddersfield and Birmingham City will be the more to be enjoyed without the pressure and intensity of being in these circumstances, as Thomas Asante, virtually on the penalty spot, rises, tried to swing his header at the ball, or head at the ball, didn't make the firmest of contact, and Wes Foderingham makes the catch, flopping down as they all do. It's a few seconds wasted, and bouncing the ball here. Well, when you think across the course of the season, 1 or 2 stuttering moments, the matches against Blackpool, the drop points, at Coventry City, and then some unbelievable games like Burnley here, amongst others that have helped Sheffield United get into the strong position that they did when there were a few nerves jangling, when Middlesbrough and Luton were hot on Sheffield United's heels. It was the manager and the players that were the calmest people in the situation, and now here's John Fleck, edge of the penalty area, Sharp is offside as he hit the shot left-footed in at the goalkeeper's near post. Palmer makes the catch and quickly, a little too quickly for Dean Whitestone's liking, tries to get things moving. And they've just kind of powered their way on, haven't they?
Exactly. You know, there was a bit, Middlesbrough did well, they had a little run, but we were always ahead of them. You know, the bit I don't, Michael Carrick will probably get some sort of credit for this 2-0 victory that we've done tonight.
Are you suggesting Hecky should have been in the running for one?
Of course, it's just very cynical about it all. But I just think they've got Carrick lined up for the England replacement as a contender, and they just put his name forward. Hecky does deserve to be in the shortlist. Yes, he did.
Particularly, even more so as the details of what was going on behind the scenes became apparent. Here's Swift with a late attack for West Bromwich Albion, wide to the somersaulting Swift on the far side, and it goes out of play. So everybody's hunkered down in their seats. There are little pockets of noise here just starting to build and build and build here at Bramall Lane. Those in the first 5 or 6 rows behind the dugout, behind the away dugout actually, are stood to their feet. They're all Sheffield United fans, of course. 1 or 2 red and white shirts peeking out underneath the coats that are needed at this time of night. Just starting to get dancing. There's a bloke down there in row D just waving his hands up and down in the air saying, "Look, come on." Let's get the chanting started with Sheffield United leading by 2-0. Here comes Iliman Ndiaye, the Senegal World Cup star with Billy Sharp lurking in the penalty area. Ahmedhodžić runs into traffic, forced to retreat 10 yards, pick out Jack Robinson. He eases the ball into Norwood, who shifts it back to Egan, and now the blades go long, and Lowe is onside, but his first touch is heavy. He slides in to recover the ball. Here's Sharp now back to goal, tees it up wide for Baldock, in goes the cross, and Jai on the volley through the air. Jordan Stiley made contact with the boot.
Max is really injured, you know.
Yeah, he is, and Max Lowe has gone down and stayed down, and is now flat on his back with his hands crossed across his face. So Lowe went for it as the ball came his way, and the player's challenge caught him on the back of his Achilles, I think, and he gets up and he hobbles. Gardner Hickman with the lunge. So Basham and Bogle are about to come on for Sheffield United for the closing stages. For the closing stages before the promotion party can begin. Pieces of paper being handed around. Stuart McCall's in at the ear of Daniel Jebison. Presumably just been given the word to the wise to say, not today. As Chris Basham stands number 6 on his back. Basham Bauer, hugely popular player. The substitutions will come fairly straightforwardly. Jayden Bogle will come on for George Baldock. And again, Carlos Saba, George Baldock has been nothing short of first class.
Yeah, brilliant performance from him. Really done well tonight again.
Leaves the field to a hero's reception. Even Chris Basham's clapping him off the pitch. He's been his fiery, tenacious, niggly, horrible best. George Baldock and Jayden Bogle comes on, gets a big bear hug as George Baldock gets a big bear hug from Paul Heckingbottom and Stuart McCall. Now goal scorer Sander Berge comes off, high-fiving with Chris Basham, and Sander Berge leaned into Stuart McCall and Paul Heckingbottom, much the taller than those two, with his replacement ending up on the field of play in Chris Basham. Jed Wallace is going off now as well, and Jovan Malcolm is coming on for the visitors. 32 on his back. So we're counting down. We're in added time. 5 minutes of added time to be added on here at Bramall Lane. Football heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield. Someone's brought in a red and white ball and is already tossing it around in the stand beneath us here. Football heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield. Man City are leading Arsenal by 3-1. Rob Holding has pulled the goal back for Arsenal. To be fair, Carlos Saba, when you were criticising him earlier, you weren't talking about his goal scoring. The ball is swiped by Norwood behind the centre circle. It goes up rather than long. Ahmedhodžić there again, and it's punted over the top, and well, no one really would get there, but not Billy Sharp as he turned away. There's a lovely picture of Sander Berge just with his arm around George Baldock, sat in the dugouts. Baldock and he both smiling. They're getting closer, Sheffield United, closer to their promotion to the Premier League. Football heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield. We've had just over a minute of the allotted 5 minutes here at Bramall Lane.
I just been sent a picture of my youngest son celebrating in the crowd with no top on.
Oh, fair enough.
Well, loves a celebration, that boy.
Yeah, good. Loves a celebration. Takes the shirt off. Happy days. I'm just a bit chilly for all that. Here's Ahmedhodžić with his back to goal, turning and now marauding, jinking past one challenge. Was he failed by Gardner Hickman? He was. Ahmedhodžić gets the free kick in a central position here. Norwood stands over the football, just plotting what to do. John Fleck and he having a conversation at a fairly long distance whilst this free kick will be taken. Norwood looks to his right, then looks to his left. A few minutes away from a fourth promotion from the Championship with Brighton, Fulham, and now 2 with Sheffield United as Ahmedhodžić shields the ball. In it goes! Oh, and it went behind Billy Sharp, who'd already committed to the run in the 6-yard box. And West Bromwich Albion are able to scramble it away. Wide it goes to the left-hand side again. Low is forward down the left. He and Fleck interchange passes, and now Njai. Blimey, he's everywhere, Ahmedhodžić. Oh, the misplaced pass. I'm sure he'll be forgiven. So we're 2.5, nearly 3 minutes of allotted time into 5 minutes of added time at Bramall Lane.
Wonderful play that, wasn't it? Really good.
Absolutely brilliant. Well, the noise is deafening, cacophonous here at Bramall Lane. West Bromwich Albion muster one late attack here. Their fight for the playoffs will continue. But they don't hold the whip hand anymore, having lost on Saturday and are heading for defeat here. Townsend tied to the touchline, sweeping the ball in field to Malumbi, whose first time punt in Swift's direction is misdirected out to Gardner-Hetman, who tries his luck but miscues from a central position. And in the end, it's well wide of Wes Fodringham's left-hand post.
Oh,
Are you calm right now?
no, I'm just
Soaking it all in. As the Greasy Chip Butty song is billowed out, chorused around from 30,000 blades. Some are stood up, 2 hands aloft in the air. Some have got the red and white scarves, manoeuvring left and right across the head. So Wes Fodringham as the players, the red and white striped shirts, concertina in and around the middle third. The referee calls full time! Sheffield United are promoted to the Premier League! What a wonderful moment that means so much to Sheffield United! Joy unleashed at Bramall Lane as Sheffield United head back to the top flight. They've sealed the deal with 3 matches of the season remaining, and Bramall Lane is a sea of red and white, a cauldron of noise, and the party has well and truly started.
just got pure goosebumps. So proud of them all. Honestly, a long grinding season. They've been fabulous. Majorities of it, they've been just beautiful to watch. High energy. It's not just been 1-0 boring. They've played wonderful football. It's been a long season and they've done it with 3 games to spare. So proud of them. Brilliant achievement.
We are going up, say we are going